Hello folks, Avon Hoove here from the Aurora server of Azur Lane English version. In light of the upcoming second year anniversary for Azur Lane, at least in the English side of things, I decided it would be a great time to make a video about ships that would be great if they had a retrofit, and maybe a speculation on what would be great skills to have in case they are given a retrofit. It might sound similar to a previous video that I made, which at the moment, sadly, is not yet. Uh, Before I get into the depressing tangent, might as well get on and get on with the topic. So, first up, again, I might as well get my bias out of the way. Little Miss Pennsylvania over here. Now, she is a rare or blue rarity ship, and her skill is a simple barrage. That would be nice if she gets a retrofit that maybe allows her to get buffs when paired up with Arizona and the Cassin and Downs, maybe. I don't know. And then, with that out of the way, next up in our list of ships who would be nice with a retrofit is Arizona. Also getting my bias out of the way because I've had a lot of missions completed with her in the early days, and I usually paired her up with her big sister. And same here. Only difference is if her RNG improves or is eliminated entirely, and that every salvo she hits, salvo she dishes out would bring about heals, maybe, or maybe just the heals are more like more like the Dullahan skill instead of a single shot or single drop heal on the Vanguard. Or maybe keep the RNG elements, just give her a buff, or that the heals also heal the entire fleet. Because that would be nice. I mean, if we're gonna have RNG elements on her skill anyway, then just make it a heal that heals the entire team. At least for the retrofit version, at least. Next up, that needs a retrofit, if it's possible, or if the devs feel like it, would be Miss Yorktown over here. Essex and Enterprise are both great CVs, but I feel that with a upgrade from a retrofit, Yorktown here would be a contender for top tier. Her vengeance skill is already nice. I mean, I like her. She's part of my Eagle Union fleet when I was starting out, and that was one of the most reliable. I usually put her in flagship position when I have a 3 Vanguard, 1 backline, and at least in maps that require a CV, she has been my go-to gal since the earlier days. So that explains my bias. Now, maybe a buff that would be great for her in the retrofit would be a skill that maybe allows her to take hits for Enterprise, or maybe a special airstrike triggered when in the same fleet as her little sister. Yeah, that would be nice. Okay, After this, we're heading over to the Royal Navy for Queen Elizabeth. The one, the only, the Queenie Flat. Okay. Now she has her buff, and because of Dido, my hope for her getting a retrofit is almost completely gone now. But I still am holding on to hope. It is my sincere wish to see her maybe get a bit thicker. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Well, whatever the case, giving her a barrage or maybe something that complements her existing buffs. I mean, we're not exactly complaining. Her current skill at max level is nice. It buffs a lot of stats. Maybe create a retrofit skill for her that is triggered whenever Royal Navy Vanguard, or any sort of Royal Navy ship is sunk in the battle with her. A revival skill, maybe? That would be nice. Okay. After Queen Elizabeth, what else would be great? Of course, how can I forget Miss Phoenix right here? Now she is part of the zombie archetype ships, but her being a blue rarity, giving her a retrofit skill would be nice. Maybe a skill that is inspired by G Gundam, maybe a Godfinger when she rams an enemy. RNG insta-kill, I don't know. Sekihaten Kyoken. Call back to I wonder though if she is inspired, or I mean G Gundam, so she her coat when she gets damaged is the intro phrase for the Shining Finger or the God Finger. So maybe a skill that requires her to ram enemies, that's triggered whenever she rams enemies, would be nice. Maybe a special barrage. A special barrage that's activated whenever she when Red Phoenix is already triggered and she decides to ram an enemy. RNG for a special barrage, or maybe something like that. A desperation move of sorts, so to speak. Next up, after Phoenix, another one who needs a retrofit, who I can't seem to find here, but I found her now, is Indianapolis. Now, Big Sis got a lot of stat boosts, got very, very tanky after her retrofit, but Indianapolis here really needs to step things up if she ever gets a RF. Now, one idea I've always had, and I think I also said this in my previous video, is that her retrofit should have a skill that's activated when her sister's HP, something like the zombie skill, where it's usually when it hits below a certain threshold of HP. And in the case of her big sister, I think maybe 40% activate a buff that triggers when her sister's HP hits 40% and below. And then maybe for if her sister sinks, allow that skill to proc a massive barrage for in the Avenger or something like that. Okay, after Indianapolis here, something something from the unusual ships. Now here we go. A retrofit for the Abercrombie class, namely Terror, Erebus, and Abercrombie. I'm hitting them as a sweeper just for the feel, just because I feel like it, and I believe that a skill that's activated when all three of them are together would be nice. Even if it's for a if you give them a retrofit, is this what I'm not sure about though is in closing and conclusion, as much as I'd want the retrofit system to be a thing for ships that I really like in the game, I believe that I don't know if the devs are strictly following historical context, but some of these ships really could use a retrofit just for the sake of making them more relevant in the meta, I guess. But as always, the devs decide. So with that, I thank you all for watching. If you got to this point of the video, feel free to do the YouTubey stuff if you ever feel like it. Like, subscribe, share, hitting the bell icon, sharing. I think I said that already. Anyway, this is Evenhoove, also known as Gembocobo, signing out. Thanks again. Stay safe, be happy, and be healthy. Bye bye.